you know, if you're a newbie, if you're green, if you're trying to understand technical analysis, if you're not really, you know, if you're not a seasoned, you know, market trader, I'm going to tell you, start with this very basic concept, and that is that, you know, the market's dominated by institutions, right? Fund managers. So you want to understand what they're doing, period. Very simple, okay? All the extra individual investors, the person you're talking to on the street about their little, you know, trade that they did, they don't do anything to the stock market. So if you want to try to analyze the market and get a good understanding of, you know, what the direction is likely to be, or, you know, where the reversal is likely to be, then focus on institutions, the ones that are actually affecting the direction of the market. Institutions, you know, it's not like everybody's kind of trained to think about where, you know, you go in and you buy the stock. Like, oh, some fund likes OIH here at 222, so they buy it, and then that's it. That is not how it works. They accumulate positions and they distribute positions, and it takes a long time to do. So once you have that basic concept down, everything else starts to make more sense. Like price volume activity starts to make a lot more sense, because, you know, when you see this volume here, why is that good? You know, well, that means there was some buying happening here, probably by a bunch of the same funds, and then they waited, the volume went down, right? They're accumulating OIH. You know, they're buying it now because they think over the next several years it's going to continue higher, so they want to get as much as they can in the, you know, 250 to 300 range, whatever you want to call it here. And they want to do so without disrupting the price so much that, you know, they push it higher and you know, out of their buying range. So you got to think about it like that. So when you see me saying, oh, look, there's a lot of volume here, so, you know, for example, VET wants to be around here, when you see me say stuff like that, it makes a little bit more sense when you think about the market in terms of those who actually control it and their behavior, the funds. So you see this volume here, okay, they went and they bought it, and then they waited, they let it kind of pull back. You know, they continue to accumulate it. If you're a buyer of VET, you want it to go down. Unfortunately, when you buy it, it pushes it up, but you want it to go down so that you can buy at a cheaper price. All right, but you also don't want to, you know, miss getting into your position. Now, institutions most of the time are not thinking too much about, you know, whether they're going to miss something or not. They just very kind of, you know, with ice in their veins, you know, they're just saying, look, the stock is too, you know, I'm not buying it over 24, period, end of story.